So if you're wondering how to do social media to get sales to your digital products, don't create social media content just for the sake of creating content. In fact, there are 4 types of social media content posts that I would recommend you focus on if you're looking to get sales of those digital products. Hey guys, this is Marie and I'm a digital marketer here sharing a living case study of my own journey of building a digital product business from scratch without relying on marketplaces like Creative Market or Etsy. I've decided to take you behind the scenes to show you my highs and lows, my wins and mistakes of starting this online business. So if you want to follow along with me, then I would love if you subscribe to the channel and definitely like this video if you want to learn the 4 types of social media content posts that you should be creating to attract sales to your digital products. Now, content is king, and we want to use content in such a way that is going to get our audience to know more about us so they can trust us, and therefore that is going to transition into likely sales of your digital products. So how can you do this? Well, the first type of content that you can create is educational content. You want to find out what type of questions your target audience has about the niche that you're in, and create content that might include how-to posts, checklists on how to do something, or guides. Now, how do you know what type of questions your target audience has? The best way is to ask them. But if you don't yet have that audience and you're just looking for data to find out what type of questions you can start posting on your social media, then here are 2 ways in which you can do that. Go to Google and type in your keyword start. The keyword could be the subject you want to speak about around which your digital product was made. So for example, I create marketing strategy templates. So if I go to Google and I simply type the keyword marketing strategy, you will see that Google gives me some suggestions here, which I can use as ideas to kick things off. So I'm going to click on marketing strategy framework, because what I'm focusing on here, what my thought process is that I want to come up with questions around which my target audience might be interested in. So I could potentially sell a marketing strategy framework to my target audience. So I know that potentially they may have questions related to a framework on how to design a marketing strategy. So what I do next is I can scroll down to the people also ask section. And you can see that there are several questions here that Google gives to me as ideas for what I can include in my question posts. Okay, so let's try this with another niche. Let's say that I have an ebook in the dog niche that I want to sell, and I want to find out what people are asking in relation to training their dogs. So again, I go to Google. This time, my keyword is dog training. Again, we have several starter points here that Google gives to us. So we have dog training lead, dog training colors, dog training treats, dog training clicker. Again, I'm using these ideas as potentially things that my target audience might be interested in. So let's say I go to dog training colors. Again, I'm going to scroll down to the people also ask section, and there you go. Several questions that you can use in your own posts. You can answer these questions, and potentially some of your clients, some of your target audience might be interested in knowing the answer to them. This is just a nice little way of giving you some ideas of the type of questions you can ask. Now, another way that you can do this is with a website called Answer the Public. Now, Answer the Public is a website that helps you do research into understanding what people ask in relation to certain topics. So let's use the dog training example again. I will enter the keywords and dog training. Now, you can search for what people are asking about in the UK or in whichever language you desire. I'm going to leave mine for the UK, but you can also change this to whichever country you are targeting, so where your target audience is likely to be. And I'm just going to click search. And I scroll down and look at all these questions, these potential questions that your target audience could be asking. You can choose any of them and start creating posts on them. So, for example, when should dogs start training? That's the question post that you can create on your social media. Dog obedience, another question. Puppy training, dog training classes. Which dog training lead should I use? Which dog training lead is the best? So again, I hope you see how that works. You never have to run out of ideas for content for your social media posts. So the second type of content you want to create for your social media to sell your digital products is social proof content. Now, social proof content is content that helps your audience to see the value in you and your products, and also to show that other people have found your products to be valuable. So it really creates trust and that buy-in. And if one person has commented on your digital product of how helpful it has been, then you can use that social proof, that review or testimonial to demonstrate to a wider target audience that people do find your products helpful. Now, I know some of you are going to say, but Dawn, I don't yet have any customers. No problem. If you don't yet have any customers, there are other ways of demonstrating social proof. Has any company, brand, or reputable individual used your product before that perhaps you can take one of their comments about it and use that in your social media posts? Have you had any personal recommendations, maybe from people that you have worked with, that you can also use their comments? It doesn't have to specifically be testimonials or reviews from your own customers, but it can be perhaps people that you have worked with in the past, such as colleagues, or where you have partnered with them to achieve something good. For example, if you have visited websites before, you may have seen markers like that says as featured on or as seen on. This is also an example of social proof because it means that your association with that company, brand, or individual, especially if they are reputable, transfers some credibility to you and makes your audience feel that your product is worthy to be purchased. Now, if you've not been featured in any publications or anywhere for that matter, don't worry. What about getting recommendations from trusted persons? Can someone vouch for you that you can use their comments to demonstrate that you are a trusted person? These are great ways to get that seal of approval from other people who are not your customers. So here is Charlie Huen, a website that I found, who uses seals of approvals or other people's comments who are not his own customers to demonstrate that he is a trusted individual for his course on anxiety. Okay, so the next type of content that you want to create is high-performing trending content. This is content that is trending today, so that means that people are more likely to share it on social media. And when people share it, it means that you're more likely to get visibility to your digital products. So how can you find trending topics to share in the first place? You can use a website like BuzzSumo, which will help you identify trending topics that are popular on social media and those which have gotten the most engagement. So here's how I do that. You can use a website like BuzzSumo, which will show you the most popular content according to social media shares. So let's say that your digital product is on personal finance. I will go to BuzzSumo here. Then I'm going to enter my keyword personal finance in the search bar. Now, BuzzSumo is a paid for product. When you use the website for the first time, you can do a limited number of searches, or you can sign up for a 30-day free trial. So as you can see, you can also filter your results, so you can find data within the past year. On the free version, you can find it up to this past 6 months. You can decide which country you want to search within, the language, whether you want to search for content that's only written by journalists or by everyone, and the same thing for publishers. The results here show the type of content that was created and how much engagement it actually achieved over the different platforms. So I'm just going to scroll through. I'm going to ignore the one more news type content. And I'm going to look for ones that are more evergreen type content, which means that it's relevant for a longer period of time. So for example, this one, how much do you need to retire or be wealthy? You can see it was shared 28,000 times on Facebook. Alternative ways to pay down credit card debt. It was shared over 11,000 times on Facebook. Controversial takes. Perhaps you could do a more controversial post when it comes to personal finance that was shared over 8,000 times on Facebook. It doesn't mean that you will also get these number of shares, but it just means that you have content that is potentially shareables, right? So we want to create content that has the potential for it to be shared. And therefore, if it has the potential for it to be shared, it means that it's more likely to be more visible on social media, giving more visibility to your digital product. Feel free as well to click on the link that will then take you to the actual post and read more to get some ideas as to what your posts might be like. And the final type of social media content that you want to create, especially if you want to attract sales to your digital products by building authority, credibility, and trust, is what I like to refer to as real unscripted content. Now, this type of content might be behind the scenes of your digital product, previews of your digital product. Maybe you can do a day in your life as you create your digital product, or even a week in your life of your business, of your life in general. Now, the purpose of this type of content is to make your audience see that you are a real person, and also to build familiarity and therefore like you. Now, this type of content isn't for everyone, and I get that. So if you're not the type of person who wants to maybe share more about what's going on in their daily life, then you can stick to the 3 previous types of content that I've mentioned. But if you do like this type of content, and maybe you have something to share in a video, you have some images of what's going on in your personal life, maybe you have videos of what your day might look like, maybe you have some type of content where it's not about your business but what's going on about in your life in general, and this type of content will definitely help your audience to make an emotional connection with you as they get to learn more about you as a person. Now, this is particularly true if you are creating a personal brand, but if you are creating a business brand and your face is not really the front of the business, then you can always do content like behind the scenes or product reviews. Okay guys, so there you have it, 4 types of social media content posts that you can create to sell your digital products. Now, these are just content ideas. You then also need to think about the format in which this content is going to be created on and for the specific platform. So whether that might be videos for YouTube, it could be reels for Instagram or Facebook, it could be images for whichever social media platform, it could be short videos for Pinterest or Snapchat. And as always, as I always mention in all of my videos, don't expect that if you use this type of content that you will get immediate sales. There is a process to this, and it's all about building your audience, building that familiarity with people who probably don't know who you are. You want to use this type of content to get them to know more about who you are, to start liking you, knowing you, and trusting you. Let me know which type of content you're feeling. Thank you so much for watching my video, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye now.